Today we're going to design the TITAN-4M. So let's create a new document, a new body, a new sketch, select the X and Y plane. Let's draw a vertical line and a horizontal line. Give the vertical line a 2-inch dimension and the horizontal line a 1.15-inch dimension. We're going to draw another line between the two endpoints of the lines. Select the vertical line and make it a construction line. Delete the bottom line. Select the line we drew between the 2 points and the vertical line. Then we're going to mirror it. Now we're going to draw another line between these 2 points. Give this a dimension of 2.3. Select the top vertice and make it a coincidence. Then we have a fully constrained sketch. Close this. Pad it to 0.75. So now let's create a datum plane on the top face and click OK. Let's create a new sketch on that datum plane. And we're going to hide the datum plane, but just before we do that, let's rename this to top plane. And let's just press the space bar. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to pull the geometry through from the previous sketch. Then we're going to draw 3 lines. And we're going to make these parallel. And this line here is already constrained horizontally. So now we just need to put the dimensions in. .174. And for these lines that are parallel, we need to use this dimension tool. 0.174. And you're selecting the endpoint of the reference geometry, and then you're selecting the line we just put in, 0.174. Now we're just going to trim these. When you trim these dimensions do not disappear, but the vertical one does. So we need to put that vertical dimension back in. Let's close this and pocket this to 0.65. Now we're going to select the 3 vertical lines inside this pocket. Sometimes I miss it there. It's a little bit challenging to select. And now fillet this, 0.189. Okay, we have our pocket. The next thing that we're going to do is put the holes in. So let's select that top plane, create a new sketch, and we're going to draw 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. We're going to give this a diameter of 0.2. Come over here and select these and shift click. Press E, make them all equal. So now let's put this dimension in here, 1.637. And on the horizontal, this one here is 0.828. And we'll do the same on the other side. And now we'll select these 2 and constrain them horizontally. And then we'll put the vertical dimension of 0.189. And now they're all constrained. So now we're ready to close this and to use as you can see, the 3 circles. Now we can use the hole tool, and in the hole tool, we're going to select the diameter. The drill bit size is going to be 0.1772. The depth is 0.575. We're going to countersink this, and the diameter of the countersink is 0.211. And just click OK. Okay, so let's select the top view again. We're going to select the top plane and create a new sketch. And for this, we need to create the pockets on the 3 corners. So to do this, we're going to make 3 circles. And we're going to constrain this one vertically. And the dimension on this is 1.637. And now we need to bring the geometry from the previous sketch through. Just before we continue, I just forgot, let's put the dimension of 0.374 on the circle. Select the first circle, shift click, and then equals. Okay, now select the circle and the line and tangent. And then select this one, tangent. And then select this one, tangent. Now we need to make 3 lines. And we're going to select the endpoint and the circle, tangent, endpoint, circle, tangent. Let's make this and this line parallel, and this one parallel. Select the endpoint, the circle, and tangent. So now we need to trim out the inside of these 2 circles. And on this one, the circle goes just outside of the base part. So let's trim that outside part. And now we can just come in and delete this. And we can delete these lines now. Okay. So we just need these 3 arcs. So we're going to use this arc tool and select the endpoints of these arcs and draw this out. So let's do that for these 3. Okay. So now we're going to close this. We have the 3 ready to be pocketed. So let's pocket this down, 0.375. Then we're going to select these 3 edges and fillet them to 0.05. Okay. Now we're going to create a new datum plane, put it on the top surface. Now we already have one on the top, but we're going to drop this one down, negative 0.25. And we're going to rename this to slot plane. Create a new sketch. And we're going to draw a circle and give this circle a radius of 2 inches. Now we're going to give it a vertical location of 1.949 and a horizontal of 2.222. Now we're going to close this and pocket this 0.125. Let's just hide that plane. Now we need to have this slot placed on all 3 sides. So to do this, we're going to create a datum line, select this plane, it turns the datum line axis. We want to select the second principal axis to make it vertical again. And now we're going to move it in the y direction, 0.667. And there it is. So let's click OK. Now we're going to select the pocket, select polar pattern, and we're going to, this number occurrences is 2. We want it to 3. And then the axes, we're going to select reference, and we're going to select that datum line. And there we have, you can see the preview of the slot in all 3 sides. So let's click OK. And let's hide the datum plane by pressing the spacebar. So let's select the outside edge, Control-click the inside, and Control-click on the bottom. And then we're going to chamfer this to 0.01. Now, you would have noticed that I did not select this line here. And that's because it'll give me an error in FreeCAD if I try to. So what I do is afterwards, I'll select it and then chamfer it 0.01, and it will work. So there we have the completed Titan 4M.